Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with the very exciting Wonderful 101 demo. This is part 2 for my series. I showcased kind of the first 3 or 4 missions on the first part that I did. Now we've got this big gotcha thing. I guess that's supposed to be like a play on gotcha, huh? And so I guess it's not a boss because I'm sitting here turning the thing and a little capsule popped out. When you turn that little circular lever part right there, a capsule pops out with a hero in it, or a civilian, I guess, that you recruit to be a hero. So, sweet. So yeah, there's some more citizens coming out of that. It looks like you do it about 3 times. Anyway, I didn't include gamepad footage this time. Not only does that add like 2 hours to the export time and the rendering time, but it also just is not necessary right now after I've shown it on the first one. So if you haven't seen my first video of this, it has the gamepad footage on it. This is actually a second playthrough of the demo, so I only slightly know what to do this time because I did play it once through right now. So this is my second time playing this, other than playing at E3, which was actually different levels. So the E3 demo was not the same as what you're seeing here. What they are suggesting actually at this part is that you combine your uniting attacks. So, unite attack is basically synonymous with when they say unite up. It's basically just whenever you turn into these giant weapons or whatever, you band together, you quote-unquote unite up and create a weapon. And so I'm trying to gather this. There we go. What does this even do here? Oh, okay. Well, I just wasted it. It's something you fire off. It's like you take that from the enemies and then fire it off. So that is another thing about this game, is that sometimes the enemies will drop weapons that you can use. And so what I was mentioning before, though, is that you can double up. You can actually go all the way as far as to quadruple your unite up attack. So it's actually probably one of the harder controls of the game, I would say right now, is trying to do that. Oh, look at this. These things are cool. You basically turn the crank on the top, just like we were doing earlier with the gotcha, and good things come out of it. So often this is, you saw right there, a little pop-up came up. It's just to explain what kind of the items are that you get when you get them for the first time. It won't just keep doing that. Although it did just show a wonderful soup thing. Maybe it was a different size. Showed that twice. So what's going on here? It's a crazy battle on the bridge. Oh, this part is awesome right here. I mean, these visuals are pretty nice too and stuff. And I actually found out that the demo right now, it is very good graphics and everything, but they do have a slight grainy texture to them, or not so much grainy, but just pixelated texture on it. I got gold. That wasn't the greatest, but whatever. So now we're being met with this tank-like thing. They call it the hoedown. That's an interesting name for it, of course. But what you have to do actually is break off the shielding on the front and stuff. And I actually found that it works really good with the sword when you do that. So what am I doing? I can't successfully get it off right now. Okay, and it actually charges at you, so you gotta be real careful. It can, it's pretty precise, so it's pretty good at taking you down, I would say. So let's try and get rid of this metal plating on the front. Oh, crap. It just shot me up. Dang. And so the batteries, I didn't mention this in my beginning playthrough, but the battery life up there is actually how much battery you have for your unite up powers. So you actually would not be able to unite up if you were out of battery space. But luckily, it kind of takes a lot to run out of your battery. Man, I am just whooping up this thing. That was awesome. The Unite Sword is definitely probably one of my favorite, just as Wonder Blue is probably one of my favorites. And fun fact, I'm a voice actor on an amateur level in my life outside of this, and even in some of my YouTube channel stuff, I can actually use my voice acting. But that also kind of goes into that I'm very interested in voice actors and things, and I like to figure out who voices everything. I'm really in tune with picking up on whose voice that is. And so I actually had a hunch that Wonder Blue, whom again is my favorite Wonder character, I had a hunch that he was the voice actor of Sonic the Hedgehog in recent years, since Sonic Racing transformed in Generations and so on. And I was actually correct. That's Roger Craig Smith. He's kind of the recent voice of Sonic. He was also, I believe, the one who did the Wreck-It Ralph cameo, where he's all like, "If you leave your game, you don't regenerate. Game over." And actually, what's really crazy is that Wonder Pink in this game, whom I haven't gotten to yet in the demo. I think she's only in the mission mode, not the story mode. But Wonder Pink is actually voiced by Tara Strong. Tara Strong is a completely amazing, epic voice actor. She did her most notable performance, I guess, was Timmy Turner as far as cartoons go. So Timmy Turner, if you watch The Fairly Odd Parents, I used to love that show, man. But she also voiced, like, Tootie on Drawn Together. kind of a rather annoying character, but she's in this game and she does a great voice in it, of course. As we're advancing along here, I don't want to forget that the beginning part, though, you saw that there was another use for the hand, Unite Hand, and it was that I was pulling out those boxes so that I could jump up to the roof. So, again, using your weapons and things like that is not always just for a destructive purpose. They're often very utilitarian, and they help you get through different parts of the level. So what this is saying right here, I guess, is that if you do your Wonder Circle on dead plants, you're going to revitalize them. And so it's going to have other uses and whatnot throughout the game, I'm almost positive. But of course, that'll wait till we see the actual final version of the game. If you're in the US like me, or North America basically, the Wonderful 101 will be released on September 15th. How many times did we hear that if you saw the Wonderful 101 Direct? Okay, so we're getting a whole bunch of items. By the way, to use those items that you pick up, it's just pressing the start button, or the plus button, basically, to get into the start menu, I should say. And I'm trying to master this unite thing where you do the multiple uniting. That is actually very hard. There we go. And so it will automatically attack when you do it. You don't have to press buttons for the other uniting. So it's just your first unite that you know, control yourself. But if you unite like 4 different weapons, or even 4 of the same weapons, you could unite like 4 swords, they would all attack, the other 3 would attack by themselves. So it's kind of nifty, right? You don't even have to control all that, and there is a lot of multitasking, I guess, that is involved with that. So that's just one step you don't really have to concentrate on, which is great. Ow, this dang hoedown. And so this thing, actually, it drops the gun that's on the top of it. I've noticed that the gun doesn't help you a whole lot right here at this part of the game. Maybe it would in other parts of the game that appear later on. But I don't really pick it up for this demo because I've never really needed it, and you move way too slow when you've got it, so I just don't even bother. There we go. It's a double uniting. Nope, I didn't get it. Okay, so let's take out this hoedown. Bam! Oh my gosh, this thing is kind of beefy. So another thing I want to point out is the bigger that your gesture is, I talked about this in my first video, but you can see here the gun is now, ouch! The gun is now actually like a huge like bazooka or something instead of just a pistol. So basically the bigger your gesture is, the better that your weapon is going to turn out after that. It's for uniting. So that's another thing that you really want to concentrate on, and I found what really helps me out with that is actually the right analog stick, rather than doing it on the touchpad. Sometimes you might feel like, hey, I'm doing it on the touchpad, really a big gesture, but it doesn't end up as big as you could do it with that. So again, I'm not going to pick this thing up. Let's see, this part is, oh, okay, yeah, this is where the truck is gonna come. We've kind of made it pretty far, actually. The demo is almost over now. So this big truck, I don't know who the hell is driving that, but they're very destructive. Okay, so this is sweet. It's a little like cutscene thing, but you actually have to play. So he says, Wonder Jump, and you've got to jump up and you press B for the Wonder Jump. Then you have to unite the hand gesture, so that was not automated. I had to do that. And he pulls up this shield. So that giant shield is actually is very telling for what's going to come up next. So we're going to shield the rest of our troop here, our wondrous troops. Oh gosh, where is that coming from? Okay, yeah, it's in front of me. So basically, again, we have to shield all of these wonderful troops that I have. We have to shield them from the fire. Dang, that was close. From this explosion of the truck. So you basically just want to face the shield wherever you see that truck coming, because it's going to explode. A huge explosion. Ow! I did not successfully do that. Alright, what did we get? Silver! Crap! I really must have taken a lot of damage there. That was pretty pathetic. So let's open this thing up. What do we have here? It's a new object. The Wonderful File. I guess that just tells you stuff about the game. So now we're advancing, I believe, Mission 8 or Mission 9 or 10 is the last one, so we are very close here. So what you want to do now is you actually make it, you're uniting, you want to try and save those civilians right there, but from this roof you can see that we can look down on them, but we actually can't unite or save them right here. So you actually have to get down on the ground, oops, so you have to, dang, I'm sitting here messing up the controls right now. Oh crap. And so, ow! Dang it, that was stupid. So that's probably going to cost me getting in the fire, but you want to unite it basically up over this building and then off to the side. And so, yeah, I got a silver because I got hit so many times for the fire. That's like such an easy platinum, and I screwed it up. And look who's joined us, Wonder Kung Fu! This guy's pretty cool looking. I do kind of like that it gives you a bio of special people who are joining your squad, your squadron of wondrous troops. We're advancing on to this part, and I actually thought, when I first played this, I thought this was going to be the part with the whip, because at E3 they actually had one of these things, but it actually had this spiky armor on it, and so supposedly spiky armor is supposed to tell you, hey, the whip. And so I actually needed one of the E3 guys to tell me, one of the Nintendo reps that was there. He actually told me before I could really figure it out myself. He was just like, by the way, you gotta unite the whip to take it off. So you take off the spiky armor by uniting the whip. And so we're just owning this dude up with the sword. I love this sword, man. And so he's nearly gone, and there we go. Unprecedented Heroics Platinum. Sweet. Well, this game is amazing, and if you haven't downloaded this demo, it's a free download, so I don't see why you wouldn't, because this game is awesome. And crap, to me, I got a silver overall. But I appreciate your attention, and again, be looking out for this game in September. Unless you're in the UK or Japan, you're lucky and you get it early, in late August. So I'll catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.
I'm the lead, the back, and all of the support when it's time for you to come and take me yourself. Just be sure that you've already said your farewells and excel in battle, cause I think you'll need it. But I've already won and remain undefeated. But just as formality, let's have this bout. It's good versus evil, and it starts right now.